microcontroller laboratory, the first exercise is on data transfer. So the first program is to move the block of data from source memory to destination memory. So we have to write an assembly language program to move block of 10 bytes from 50H to 59H to 70H to 79H. So we have the memory location 50H to 59H, which is the source memory, and we have the memory location 70H to 79H, which is the destination memory. So we have 10 bytes of data to be transferred, so we require a counter which will keep track of the transfer. So the counter will be a register which will be having value 0A, and to access these two memory locations we'll use registers. So we access first the 50H memory location and the data is accessed and it is moved to A, and from A that particular data is moved to 70H location. So this is done using registers. So through registers the data is accessed from 50H and copied to A, and from A it is moved to 70H location through register. So one transfer of data is done. So now the two registers which are used to point to the source memory and destination memory has to be incremented so that it will move to the next memory location, that is 51H and 71H. And the counter register, it has to be decremented by 1 and it has to be checked with the value 0. So the counter register used, it should be compared with 0. If it is not equal to 0, the process has to be repeated, and if it is equal to 0, then the 10 bytes of data has been transferred, and then we have to stop the execution of the program. So we will see the code for this particular program. So we have the register R0 used to access the 50H to 59H memory location, and R1 to access 70H to 79H location, and R2 is the counter which is having 0A value to keep track of the data transfer. So first we are getting the data in 50H location through R0 to A. So move A comma at R0, and then that data is transferred to 70H location using move at R1 comma A. So one data transfer is done. So we are incrementing the R0 and R1 value and we are moving to the next location, that is 51 and 71H, and R2 the counter has to be decremented by 1 and compared with 0. So DJNZ R2 is done. So it is decrementing the R2 value and comparing it with 0. If it is not equal to 0, the process has to be repeated. So we are moving back to the line of code move A comma at R0. If R2 is equal to 0, then we have to stop the execution or the process has to be stopped. So we have to give the end command. So this is the code written for the data transfer from one memory to another memory. So next program is to exchange the block of data from source memory to destination memory. So here we are exchanging the data. So we have 5 bytes of data to be exchanged between the external memory locations 8042 to 8046 and 8050 to 8054H. So we have the external memory location 8042 to 8046H, and the destination memory is 8050 to 8054H. So the exchange is to be done between 8042 and 8050, 8043, 8051, in that way 8046 to 8054. So we require a counter to keep track of the exchange of data, and we have to access this memory location, that is external memory location. So to make it easy, we will use the registers. So one register will store the higher byte of the memory location and other two registers will store the lower bytes. Since we have the one block of data is from 8042 to 8046 and another is 8050 to 8054. So we require 3 registers. So one for higher byte, 2 for lower bytes, and then we can have the DPTR used to access that particular memory location by transferring the content of register to the DPTR's higher byte and lower byte. So first we'll access the content of 8042 and we'll move it to the accumulator and we'll move it to the register B, and then we'll access the content of 8050 and we'll move it to A. Then we'll exchange the content of A and B. After that we'll move the content of A to 8050 and then we'll get the content of B to A and then move the content of A to 8042. So in this way the exchange of content is done between 8042 to 8050 and 8050 to 8042. So 8042 data is retrieved and it is copied to A and it is copied to B, and then 8050 data is retrieved and it is copied to A. So then we exchange the content of A and B. So now A will have the content of 8042 and B will have the content of 8050. So A value will be moved to 8050 and then the B value will be moved to A and A value will be transferred to 8042. So in this way the exchange is done between the location 8042 to 8050. So we'll now move to the next memory location, that is 8043 and 8051. So the register which is storing the lower byte will be incremented and that particular value will be loaded to the data pointer lower byte, and then the data pointer will be pointing to that particular memory location and the data will be retrieved and the exchange will be done and the data will be restored. So in this way each memory locations there is transfer of data done, that is exchange of data is done between the memory locations. So when each time the operation is done, the counter which is to be used will be decremented. So we will be having a counter which will decrement by 1, and if it reaches 0 then we have finished with the exchange of data, and if it is not 0 then the process has to be repeated. So this is the concept for the exchange of data between the two memory locations. So let us see the code. So we have register R0 which is used as the counter. So it has the value 5, since 5 data has to be exchanged, and then we have the register R1 having the 80H value which is the higher byte of the memory location. So it has to be stored to DPH, and then we have register R2 which has lower byte of the source memory and R3 which has lower byte of the destination memory. So now we will move the content of R1 to DPH, so that DPH will have the value 80 and DPL is loaded with the value of R2. So DPL will have the value 42. So now DPTR will point to the memory location 8042 and the content is retrieved and it is moved to A. Then that value is moved to B. So now we have the content of 8042. So now we have to access the content of 8050. So R3 is loaded to DPL. So now DPTR will point to the location 8050 and that content is in A. So now we will exchange the content of A and B. So A is currently having, before the exchange operation, A is currently having the value of 8050H and B is having the value of 8042. So once exchange is done, A will have the value of 8042 location and B will have the value of 8050H location. So now A is having 8042 location which has to be moved to 8050H location, and currently data pointer is pointing to 8050. So MOVX at DPTR, A, it performs the data of 8042 is moved to 8050, and then 8042 has to be accessed. So data pointer lower byte will be loaded with R2 value and the B value will be moved to A, which has the original 8050 value, and that will be moved to the 8042 location. So one data transfer or exchange is done. So then we'll increment the content of R2 and R3 and we'll decrement the content of R0 register and check whether R0 register value is 0 or not. If it is not 0, the process has to be repeated for the next transfer of data, and if R0 value is 0, we can end the process. Third program is to arrange the numbers in ascending order. So we have to write a program to arrange 5 numbers which is stored in the location 8802 to 8806, and it has to be arranged in ascending order. So we have the memory location 8802 to 8806. So we'll use the data pointer to access this particular memory location, and we need to have a counter 1, which is to see that 5 numbers are accessed, and one more counter is needed to see that the comparison is done between the other 4 numbers. So there are 2 counters needed, one to see that each number is retrieved and then each number is compared with the rest 4 numbers. So 2 counters are required. So we'll first access the content of 8802H and get it to the register A and then move it to register B. Next we'll increment the data pointer and get the content of 8803 to A. So now we'll compare the content of A and B register. So if they are not equal, if A is not equal to B, then we have to check if there is any carry. So if there is carry produced, then A is less than B, which means the content in 8803 location is less than 8802. So we have to exchange that data between the memory locations. If there is carry produced, but if there is no carry, then it means A is greater than B, means 8803 is having larger number than 8802. So we have to retain it as it is. So this will be done, and each trial, when this comparison is done, the counter 2 will be decremented by 1, and once it reaches 0, the counter 1 will be decremented by 1, because one number is compared with the rest 4 numbers. So once the counter 2 is 0, the counter 1 will be decremented by 1. So this process goes on. So counter 1, when it reaches 0, we have to end the process. So let us see the code for this example. So we have the code as shown. So we have the register R1, which is the counter to see that all the 5 numbers are accessed, and the data pointer is pointing to 8802 location, and R2 is the counter to see that 4 comparisons are done. So we get the data of 8802 to A, and that is moved to B. Then we'll increment the data pointer and 8803 data is got to A. So now A and B will be compared. If A and B is not equal, then we have to just check whether there is carry or not. So if there is carry, it means the value of A is less than B. So we have to exchange the data between 8802 and 8803. So if there is no carry, we have to retain as it is. And suppose A equal to B, then we have to see that carry is there or not, and if it is equal to 0, then we have to just decrement the register R2 value and the process has to be repeated. So this is how the comparison is done between the 5 numbers, and at the end the numbers will be arranged in the ascending order. So 8802 will have the lowest number, 8806 will be having the highest number. So next program we have is to find the largest number in a given array. So we have to find the largest number in the array of 5 numbers. which is stored in the internal memory location 62 to 66, and the largest number it has to be stored in the external memory 8040H. So we have the memory location 62H to 66H. So we'll use a register to access it, and then we have the 5 numbers to be compared. So we'll have a counter used to keep track of the comparison, and then we have to store that result in 8040H location. So first we'll access the content of 62H location and move it to A, and then move it to B, and then we'll increment the register and we'll fetch the content of 63H location and copy it to A. Then we'll compare the A and B values. So if A is equal to B, then we'll just decrement the counter and if A is not equal to B, we'll check whether there is carry produced or not. If there is carry produced, means A is less than B. So the exchange has to be done between the content 62H and 63H. And if there is no carry produced, then there is no need of exchange between the location 62 to 63H. So once this all comparisons are done, the counter can be decremented, and once it reaches 0, we have to stop the process. So once it reaches 0, we have to access the 8040H location and move the content of A to 8040H, because in A we will be having the largest number stored. So let us see the exam code written for this. So we have the register R0 used to access the memory location 62H to 66H, and R1 is the register used to keep track of the comparisons. So R1 value is 04, and then we get the content of 62H to A, and then it is moved to B, and then we access the content of 63H and move it to A. Then comparison is done between A and B. If A equal to B, then we have to just decrement the content of R1 register, and if A is not equal to B, then we have to check whether there is carry or not. So if there is carry, means A is less than B, means the content of 63H is less than 62H. So we have to just transfer the content. So if there is no carry, means A is less than B. So the larger number has to be stored in A. So the content of B will be moved to A. If there is no carry, then as it is retained. So A will be having the larger number. So in the end, A should have the larger number, so that once the process completes, we can move the content of A to the memory location 8040H. So let us see the execution of the programs in exercise 1. So first we have to go to the Keil software Mu Vision. So this is the page which opens. So first we have to create the project folder. So go to project and click on new Mu Vision project and give the name for the project. So EX1 since exercise 1, and then click on save. So now we have to search for the device, that is 8051 of Intel. So click on Intel and in that search for 8051 and click OK and click yes for copy startup.A51 and to rewrite it. So now we have got the project window and the project name is EX1, and in that we have the target and the startup file. So now to write the program, we have to click the new, that is Ctrl N in the keyboard, So we can write the program or type the program in that particular document, and then we have to save the document in .asm extension. So we have already written the program, so we'll open that particular program. So this is the first program where we have to transfer the contents from the location 50 to 59H to 70 to 79H. So once writing the program, we have to save the program in .asm extension, and we have to add this particular program file to the project window. So click on source group, that is right click on it and add existing files to group source group 1, and click the particular program file and click on add. So you can see the file has been added. So then click on close. So once the file is added, you have to build the target. So to check the errors, so click on F7 in the keyboard or right click on that particular program file and build target. So we can see there are 0 errors and 3 warnings. So warnings can be ignored. So now next we have to go to debug and click on start stop debug session. So here we will be giving the input and checking the output. So input has to be given in the address locations, that is to the address locations the input has to be updated or uploaded. So we have to go to the view and memory windows, click on the memory window. So you will be getting the memory window. So here you have to type the address of that memory location. So in the program we are having 50 to 59H location and 70 to 79H location, which is internal memory. So we have to type the letter I, then colon, and then the address 50H. After entering we have to press enter. So now we have the address starting from 50H. So I have to give the input to the particular location, or I have to enter the input. So I can double click on each memory location and press the numbers which can be given as input. So each input has to be followed by the H letter. The 10 memory locations has to be given input. So this is the last, that is 59H location. So the input is given. So this is one way of giving the input, that is each memory location you can give the input separately, or you can give the input at a single stretch. So that is right click on the first memory location and click on modify memory at, and then you can give all the memory locations input together, separating each memory location's input by a comma. So now input is given to 50 to 59H location. So next we have to see the output in 70H. So the data will be copied to the location 70 to 79H. So now currently it has 0 value. So now I have to click on debug run. So now we have to check the output in 70 to 79H. So we can see the output has been copied from 50 to 59H to 70 to 79H. So then I have to stop the debug session. So next I can again start the debug session and give new input and check the output. So this is the execution of the first program. Next we will see the execution of the second program. So open that particular file. So now we have the program written. Here there is exchange of data between the two memory locations. So now I have to add that particular file to the source group. So click on the source group and click on add existing files and search for the particular program and click on add and close. So once the file is added, click on build target or click F7 in the keyboard. Then since there are no errors, go to debug session, start stop debug session, and we have to give the input and check the output. So in this particular program, the input is to be given to the external memory location 8042 and 8050 onwards. So the address bar, we have to have the X letter followed by colon and the address of the external memory, that is 8042H, and then press enter. So now give the input. So each memory location I can give the click on the memory location and type the input in the keyboard, or in a single stretch also I can give the input. So from 8042 to 8046 the input is given. Next I have to go to the 8050 location and give the input. So now in 8050 location, first location I will click on it, right click, modify memory at that address. So now I will give the input in a single stretch to the 5 locations followed by comma. So all the inputs will be separated by comma. So once the input is given, click on OK. So the input is given to the 8050 to 8054 location. So 8042 location, we have the input 1 to 5, and 8050 to 8054 location we have the input 6 to 0A. So now we will go to the debug tab, click on run. So we can see the input has been exchanged between the two memory locations, that is block of memory locations 8042 to 8046 with 8050 to 8054. So then we can stop the debug session. So next program we have, the program already typed and saved. So add that particular program to the source group 1. So click on the source group, right click on it, add existing files, click on it and search for the program and then click on that program, click on add and then click on close. So the file has been added here. So click on that particular program file and press F7 in the keyboard. So you can see there are no errors. Now go to debug session, start stop debug session, and then give the input and check the output. So in program we have the memory location 8802. So give that address in the address bar 8802 and press enter and type the numbers to the memory locations. So random numbers you can give, since we are finding the numbers and arranging it in the ascending order. So 5 memory locations, the numbers has to be entered. So once it is entered, click on debug, click on run. So we can see the numbers have been arranged in the ascending order in the locations 8802 onwards. So then go to debug, stop the debug session. So next program we'll see so this is the program which is finding the largest number. So add that particular program to the project folder. Click on the program, click on add and then click on close. So then build the target. So no errors found. So go to start stop debug session. So we have to give the input. So the memory location is 62H, which is internal memory. So I:62H. So enter that and press enter. So then give the input. So we have to find the largest number. So 5 memory locations we have the input to be given. So the 5 inputs are given to the 5 memory locations 62 to 66H. So then we have to check the output in 8040H location. So currently we will see what is there in 8040 location. So it is 0. So we have the input given to 62 onwards memory location. So now click on the debug and run. So the largest number is 0E. So we will check in the 8040 memory location what is the output we are getting. So we are getting 0E, the largest number in the 8040H location. So then click on debug, stop the debug session. So this is how the programs are to be executed. So first we have to create the project folder and then click on the new or create new document and type the program, save the program in .asm extension and add that program to the project folder and build the target and go to debug session, start the debug session, give the input in the memory location specified and check the output in the memory location specified and then stop the debug session.